The Tudors Dynasty Podcast.
Leeds Castle in Kent, often described as the loveliest castle in the world, boasts a history that spans over 9 centuries, reflecting the evolution of English architecture and society. Its origins trace back to the 9th century, when a Saxon chief, known as Led or Lead, constructed a wooden structure on the site, giving the location its name. The Norman conquest in 1066 marked a significant transformation for Leeds Castle. In 1119, the castle was rebuilt in stone by Robert de Crevecoeur, a Norman nobleman. This new fortification was strategically positioned on the islands in the River Len, enhancing its defensive capabilities. The castle's location provided natural protection surrounded by a vast moat, making it a formidable stronghold. In 1278, Leeds Castle entered a royal chapter in its history when it was acquired by Queen Eleanor of Castile, the wife of King Edward I. The castle became a favorite residence of the Queen and underwent significant enhancements to suit its royal inhabitants. The expansion included the creation of a lake, which not only added to the castle's beauty, but also improved its defenses. Queen Eleanor's tenure marked the beginning of the castle's long association with English royalty. That same year, Edward I began building the Barbian and unusual fortified mill. The ruins of said mill still stand today and are a beautiful example of the history of Leeds Castle. The 14th century saw the castle become embroiled in a significant historical event. In 1321, it was besieged by King Edward II after his wife, Queen Isabella, was denied entry. The castle's constable, Bartholomew de Badlesmere, had sided with rebellious barons against the king. The siege lasted only a week before the castle surrendered. This event underscored Leeds Castle's strategic importance and its role in the turbulent politics of medieval England. Throughout the medieval period, Leeds Castle continued to be a favorite residence for English queens. It was home to 6 medieval queens, earning it the moniker the Ladies' Castle. Each queen left her mark on the castle, contributing to its evolving architecture and culture. The Tudor era brought significant changes to Leeds Castle. King Henry VIII transformed it into a luxurious royal palace for his first wife, Catherine of Aragon. The castle was extensively renovated to reflect the opulence of the Tudor court. The modifications included the addition of a grand banquet hall, lavish interiors, and state-of-the-art defenses. Henry VIII's renovations turned Leeds Castle into a symbol of Tudor grandeur and a showcase of the king's wealth and power. From the inventory taken in 1532 on the death of the constable, Sir Henry Guilford, as we know, the fun guy, who had supervised the work, it is clear that the principal apartments were still in the gloriette and that an upper floor had been added. Fireplaces decorated with the royal arms and Spanish motifs suggested that this floor was reserved for the exclusive use of the Queen. One such fireplace displayed the royal arms intertwined with lovers' knots. Leeds Castle was in royal ownership during the Field of Cloth of Gold, a magnificent tournament held in 1520 to increase the bonds of friendship between Henry and his European rival, Francis I of France. The historic meeting between the two kings, each accompanied by a huge entourage, was part of an unsuccessful diplomatic attempt by Francis to woo the English away from their alliance with the Holy Roman Emperor and Henry's nephew, through marriage, Charles V. Surviving records show that venison from the Leeds estate and butter from the dairies were supplied for the 2-week summit, which an estimated 12,000 people attended. In 1552, nearly 300 years of royal ownership came to an end. Leeds Castle was given to Anthony St. Leger by Edward VI in recognition for services to his father, Henry VIII, in subjugating the uprising in Ireland. The 17th century saw Leeds Castle transition from a royal residence to a noble estate. It was owned by the Culpeper family, who made further modifications to the castle. Through marriage, it passed into the hands of the Fairfax family. Each family contributed to the castle's architecture and cultural heritage, adding elements that reflected the tastes and style of their respective eras. In the early 20th century, Leeds Castle entered a new chapter with its purchase by Lady Olive Bailey in 1926. Lady Bailey, an Anglo-American heiress, embarked on an ambitious restoration project. She employed prominent designers and architects to transform the castle into a glamorous country house. Her renovations blended modern comforts with the castle's historic character, ensuring that its rich heritage was preserved. During World War II, Leeds Castle played a different role, serving as a hospital and rehabilitation center for injured soldiers. The castle's sturdy walls and serene surroundings provided a sanctuary for those recovering from the ravages of war. After Lady Bailey's death in 1974, she left Leeds Castle to a charitable trust, ensuring its preservation for future generations. Today, Leeds Castle stands as a testament to its diverse history. The castle's beautifully preserved interiors, stunning gardens, and extensive grounds attract visitors from around the world. Each room, corridor, and garden tells a part of the castle's rich history, from its medieval origins to its modern-day splendor. Leeds Castle continues to be a vibrant cultural landmark, hosting a variety of events and activities throughout the year. From medieval reenactments and jousting tournaments to concerts and seasonal festivals, the castle remains a dynamic venue that celebrates its historical legacy while embracing contemporary culture. The castle gardens are a highlight for many visitors. The Culpeper Garden, named after the family who owned the castle in the 17th century, is a quintessential English garden, filled with vibrant flowers and aromatic herbs. The Lady Bailey Garden, overlooking the lake, reflects Mediterranean influences and offers a tranquil retreat with stunning views of the castle. The maze, made of over 2,400 yew trees, provides a delightful challenge for visitors, leading to an underground grotto decorated with shell and mineral mosaics. Leeds Castle's history is also showcased through its rich collection of artifacts and exhibits. The castle houses an impressive array of medieval armor, tapestries, and furniture, each piece offering a glimpse into the lives of its former inhabitants. The Dog Collar Museum, located within the castle grounds, is a unique exhibition featuring a fascinating collection of canine paraphernalia, highlighting the castle's long association with dogs. During my visit to Leeds Castle, I explored the castle on my own until I ran across a wonderful woman who worked there. I asked her about the age of a door, and she informed me that it was sadly made to look older than it was. It was only about a century old. She had a lovely French accent and was very knowledgeable on the history of the castle. She led me through a few rooms and gave me a history lesson that only someone who worked there for a few years would have. And I am forever grateful to that nice woman and only wish that I could recall her name to thank her personally. After my tour of the castle, I walked through the ruins of the mill and filmed there. There is something so peaceful about the ruins. It's sad to see such a piece of history in that state, but it also shows a different kind of beauty that I truly appreciate. A special thanks to Leeds Castle website for information provided in this episode. I had a wonderful visit to Leeds and would highly recommend it to anyone who loves gardens, historical places, and of course, ruins. I had a fantastic time while in England, and I plan on going back. I'm just wondering, do you want to join me? If you do, feel free to send me a private message on social media, or you can email me at rebecca@tudorsdynasty.com. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time.
The Tudors Dynasty Podcast.